Hello, CzarThwomp here, and welcome to episode 45 of Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. Last time, we basically just confirmed that Kristoff was the forger after Phoenix used his time travel powers to basically grab a bottle of nail polish from Kristoff's cell in the future to travel back to the past to present it to Vera, who confirmed it. And now go to the detention center 7 years ago. 7 years ago, detention center, visitor's room. What strange sight doth my eyes behold? Excuse me, two men on either side of a single transparent plane, yet it seems fickle fate has switched sides, so to speak. The forger of fakes walks freely, while the innocent languishes within these plexiglass confines. There's been no proof that I forged anything. No proof that I took the life of my dear mentor. Yet, these chains cannot hold me for long. I will bend them like steel, how I shall bend your neck. I will snap it in twain. The stage awaits. And what, may I ask, awaits you? A life, a little piano, and a cold little hole in a wall. But since you are here, what shall we discuss? The shooting of Magnifi Gramaryes, for one. Who pulled the trigger, Valant or his partner Zak? His partner vanished before the answer could be found. If I'm going to get any closer to the truth, this is the place to start. Mr. Valant, could you look at this for me, please? Yes, I accept your challenge. Well, challenge, huh? You want me to make it float, disappear, or shall I simply eat it? I didn't come here to play games, Mr. Valant, or watch you do tricks. Thankfully, they are very merciful with this section. Yeah, I love that you can also present the transferal of rights. You can go back 7 years. Yeah, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Just not having to deal with all this. The fateful trial. I have to hand it to my partner. He knows how to make an exit. That's talent. Yes, he made my attorney's badge disappear, and he never retouched it. Oh no! Yeah. Oh no! He's just played Daddy Snuck. And then basically they do like that, you know, in Yu-Gi-Oh! That Yu-Gi-Oh! 5X, or basically the fourth iteration of the third iteration of Yu-Gi-Oh! Basically, they have like the trap card. Like, when Daddy Snark is played, if Lord Daddy has been wronged by the Gramaryes for a total of 0 years, he gains 4,000 attack points. Oh no! Lord Daddy is now gained 700,000 attack points. Daddy Snark is going to be used on me! Glory's spotlight always leaves someone weeping in the shadows. That's the motto of our troop, you know. Yet his very disappearance is itself a revelation. Revealing what? Zak killed Magnifi! It's as good as a signed confession! That certainly has been the public opinion's sake on it. I grow tired of my cage, and the time of my release is nigh. I must go and prepare. Planning on jumping back into the magic right away? As long as an audience waits for bated breath, there will be Valant, and also, yes, now that my partner has disappeared, Magnifi's repertoire is mine! And then at that moment, Zak was like, I am going to ruin my partner's career! But Gramaryes is a tradition to uphold! Is that true? See, in this light, the trial was quite good for me, verdict to know, and you can't pay for that kind of publicity! The suspicion on you hasn't lifted entirely, Valant. After all, you received one of those letters too. You were just as obligated to follow Magnifi's instructions as your partner. So I was, but only Zak followed them! Let us not speak anymore of who shot what! Now that my partner has vanished, the question is moot. I'm more interested in learning something else, actually. What might that be? I want to know what Magnifi had up his sleeve. How could he coerce you and your partner to kill him? The trick up his sleeve! Ah ha ha ha! Perhaps you do not know. Know what? A great magician never reveals his secrets! I didn't think it would be that easy. The audience must remain forever in the audience, bathing in the reflected glow of the spotlight. Trick up his sleeve. I'm flying by the seat of my pants on this one. There must be a path leading from the evidence to the truth. And that's what I'm going to find. To ask someone to take a life, even not one not long for this world, that's asking someone to commit murder. Yes, our mentor was fond of dramatic moves and being an asshole, and dramatic finales, and being an asshole to the end! And he got his wish. His life was taken. Which weakness could be so powerful as to coerce someone into committing murder? My guess is that it's a matter of life or death. Care to explain? Your truth lived in a world of showmanship. The flashier the better. And the flashy so often means danger, doesn't it? Let us make this as painless as possible. If you have proof of this danger, then show it. Why, that's one of ours! Specifically designed for your shows, I gather. A single bullet, one shot. What are you suggesting? We are magicians, Mr. Wright, not murderers! We may be jerks, but we are not murderers! We may ruin lives, but we are not murderers! We may bludgeon people in the parking lot, but we do not cause fatality! We only beat them to within an inch of their life! I'm not crying murder, Mr. Valant. I'm crying something far more tragic. An accident. Zak and Valant's quick draw shoot 'em. How long has it been since those shots were last heard? Was the shoot-'em cancelled because someone might get hurt? Of course, what other reason could it be? Well, it could have been cancelled because someone had already been hurt. Fascinating, my Faustian forging friend! But tell me, what can you prove with a single pistol? Well, tell me what would have happened if there had been an accident. What if one of your bullets took a life on stage? The performance of magic is not concerned with what-ifs. It is concerned with precision. Precisely who do you claim we shot? Looks like I've chosen the right path. Let's hope he walks with me. A life was sacrificed so that the show might go on. This shows who it is. Come on. A word if I may. Yes, does it excite you to know you stand at a critical moment in your quest? Yeah, it does, sort of. Then you'd never make it on stage. You're not fit to be a magician. Give it up! I hadn't actually been considering that as a career option. I'm sure you'll find something else to while away the time. Like figure out who the bull hit. I was trying to show that it was Thalassa. But what that's Gramaryes' wife. And Trucy's mother. And CzarThwomp had hair in his mouth. Ugh, sorry. Thalassa, I believe her name. Kazoo! But how can you say this? How can you say she was struck by one of our bullets? Still in denial mode, eh? Thalassa was at the greatest risk of being shot, and this clearly shows just how much danger she was in. True Gramaryes performances were very, very popular. So popular that they even made a commemorative stamp at the height of your fame. We were not merely the latest craze. We were an age, a golden age. We started the douchebag movement. It's all here on this stamp. There's Thalassa, yes. Trucy's mother is missing, I hear. What happened to her? I don't know. A part of his memory is still locked up. There is one thing you're failing to address. What's that? As you say, our troop was a world unto itself. If our leader Magnifi was so inclined, he could hide anything he wished with ease. But, Mr. Wright, then why? He would have hid a crime, making him an accomplice. Not a great foundation for blackmail. Valant's got a point. If one of the troop members died in an accident and Magnifi covered it up, his innocence would come into question. Found the right address, Mr. Wright. I'm so close, there has to be something about how Thalassa's death could affect Zak and Valant's relationship with Magnifi. I see in your eyes you still have something to say. How can you possibly prove that you want more than you already have? I'll prove that why Thalassa's accident tied your hands so completely. It's going to take a little knowledge of the players to crack this one. The accidental death of Zak's wife tied both your hands, and this information proves why Magnifi had so much power over you. It wasn't a question of who shot Thalassa. Thalassa herself was the problem. What do you mean? She was Zak Gramaryes' wife, Trucy's mother, and Magnifi Gramaryes' only daughter. And then it makes you wonder, freaking what woman in her right mind would look at Magnifi and say, I want to sleep with that jerk. There was a terrible accident, and the two of you killed your mentor's only daughter. If that wasn't the key to Magnifi's power over you, I don't know what was. It was an accident! Though, knowing Magnifi, he wasn't upset that his daughter died. He was just happy that he got that blackmailing opportunity. Oh, yes. Now I can make you do whatever I want. Zak, dance for me in that tutu. Dance for me in the tutu, Zak. Spin around. Valant, juggle those chainsaws. There's no proof. None at all. But Thalassa went missing. And your mentor blackmailed both of his disciples. It doesn't take a genius to put one and one together. Heck, I wouldn't be surprised if Magnifi freaking rigged those guns to malfunction and shoot Thalassa. Ours was a complex family. You mean Troop Gramaryes, the master, Magnifi Gramaryes, his only daughter, and his two disciples. That does make a recipe sound like a recipe for disaster, doesn't it? Do not be tempted to fall into faulty flights of fancy. Yes, there was an accident, but that's all it was, an accident. Zak and Valant's tour de force. The guns blaze, the bullets fly straight towards that beautiful body on stage. And then scratch, zing, pow, into everything but her. Now that is magic. It happened one day when we were practicing, same trick with a new twist and tragedy. But as for whose bullets stole Thalassa's life, we shall never know the answer. Thalassa disappeared from our lives, and Zak was bereft of his wife. And then Zak, great, now who will make me my sandwich? Trucy lost her mother, and Magnifi, his daughter, though Magnifi just shrugged it off. And that led to blackmail, I take it. It is all part of the puzzle of the darkness that comes when the curtain falls. Why did Magnifi Gramaryes try to cover up the accident? It was his own daughter who died. All I can say is it was a critical time for Troop Gramaryes, a passing of the torch from Magnifi to Zak and Valant. We all sacrificed so that it might be a success. Thalassa's death was the greatest sacrifice of all, yet even when her life was extinguished, her presence was not. What do you mean? In time, we, myself and Zak, found we could no longer oppose Magnifi's wishes. Magnifi forced us to perform his art for his benefit. And then we learned that basically just Magnifi was the true Grandmaster. But no. There's gonna be a freaking rant about Magnifi. Because you don't even know the extent of Magnifi's evil. I see, I guess I can understand. I mean, he did lose his only daughter. But do you not find cowardice in his actions? Huh? To decide to hide the truth of your own daughter's death is one thing, but then to hang that death as a guillotine above our heads? Things were dark behind the scenes in Troop Gramaryes, that's for sure. Does Trucy know? She was not told, naturally. Yes, yeah, because Magnifi was going to blackmail Trucy with her mother's death. Who would want to know that their father might have taken their mother's life? Yeah, Zak was planning that. Yeah, knowing Magnifi, he was planning to tell Trucy that on her 10th birthday, just to ruin her day. Just they're singing happy birthday, Trucy's like, this is so happy. This is the happiest day of my life. And then Magnifi, well, let me tell you something, little Trucy. Let me tell you about why your mother isn't here. I had not thought of that accident for a very long time. I'm sorry to dredge up old memories, but this has happened a lot. Not to find Magnifi's slayer, I should think. True. After that accident, there was one who came sniffing quite persistently. A reporter. He called himself a newsman at the time. Often I spied him lurking around the dressing rooms doing his research and stealing Thalassa socks! Would you happen to remember his name? What was his name? Sorry, I haven't forgotten. But in the course of his interview, he became quite close to my partner Zak. I liked him not. I see. His name I do not recall, but his scent the cloying aroma of mint. Yes, whenever he smiled, which was far too often. I see. Thanks for your help. It does no good to interfere with the past, Mr. Wright. You will not uncover answers, only wounds. I'm sorry. I had begun to notice a dark curtain hanging over Troop Gramaryes, and I began to realize what I had to do. I had to protect Trucy from that darkness. The reporter he mentioned, the newsman, I never learned who that was at the time. Though I've got a pretty good idea who it is now. That smile. And the sickly sweet smell of mint, the last floss-thin thread connecting Zak and Valant to this world. Sooner or later, I'd have to track him down. And we're done with the past! Yay! No more past, no more past. It is all done. And now we can go to the final locations. Though, we're going to want to go to True Studio first. Present day, True Studio.
Well, what do we have here?
Remember me?
Of course I remember you! Journalist meets ex-attorney in bar! End quote! And then I sliced the brakes to Zak's car! Oh, too bad he didn't go in the car that evening. Oh.
Can I ask what you're doing here?
I sniffing paints! The voices tell me to!
Mr. Beachhead was like,
Normalium! It smells of mint, you know.
oh my gosh! With that bit of Normalium in investigations too, it actually does tie into why Sparks would be here. He wants to get that mint high. He wants to sniff that Normalium because it's in paints. It's in Crimson Lake. Mr. Michan was poisoning his daughters.
Oh, yes, I know. Oh, yeah, I know, yes. It's caused me no end of grief, to be honest. Journalist wishes he had tracked down case just a little quicker. End quote.
Were you on the trail of this case the whole time?
Zak Gramaryes was a good friend.
Zach said something to that effect back at the Borscht Bowl Club.
What a character, what a man. He punched me in the face, and he stole my girlfriend. I killed her, of course, but not him. It took a little, no, a lot, though extremely rough around the edges.
Do you think I could ask you a few questions?
Oh, are you serious? I mean, I'm usually the interviewer, not the interviewee. Journalists ask questions, not other way around, end quote. Fine, shoot, I don't care. People have been asking all sorts of things lately. Things they shouldn't be asking. Things that would make them disappear.
Present the evidence. Present. Mr. Brushel, do you know this person?
Do I know that person? Of course. I was friends with Zak after all. He hit me a few times. 5 times, actually. But still, I'd never forget his wife.
Thalassa Gramaryes.
Yes, I had a shrine to her in my bedroom.
Magnifi Gramaryes' only daughter. Do you think you could tell me more about her?
Well, why the heck not? I have her, what you need to know. Her dental records, her hair, her foot size. I have her socks, you know. I sniff them every night.
Oh, just that face. Just that face. Go away! Mr. Brushel, could you take a look at this?
I hear you loud and clear. Loud and clear.
So you want me to write...
So you want me to write an article, right? What's the angle?
Actually, no, that's okay. I don't need an article. I just was wondering if you had any thoughts on this.
I hear you. I hear you. You want me to sniff around, rescue? Well, you've come to the right nose, my friend. It's odorless.
Thanks. Oh, that was less than informative. Examine the room to do. Those 3 paintings.
Andrew's works, of course. Which is to say, Vera's works, really. Or, to be more precise, Vera's forgeries of someone else's works. But of course, if you demand utter and total precision... Actually, there's nothing more!
I was right about to say. This is where Mr. Michan fell. Never thought our 7-year reunion would be quite like this.
Wait, you knew Mr. Michan?
I met him once in court. It was a brief meeting, but one I'll remember for the rest of my life.
Now, that's a story right there, that is. I smell a scoop. Ex-attorney now down on his luck. Pianist play Sonata of Sorrow. End quote. I'm all ears. Let's have it. Don't hold anything back.
Could you at least get rid of the down on his luck part? Phoenix, he sees it. He states as he sees it. The door outside. Vera might come walking at any moment if she wasn't in intensive care. Will she ever come through that door again, I wonder? Yeah, it's beautiful! Phoenix is getting this information while Apollo's in court! The trial is going on right now, and yet we're doing like Phoenix is going in the future, Phoenix is going in the past, Phoenix is going left, Phoenix is going right, Phoenix owns the time stream! How did Phoenix go down? Literally, is this the power of Phoenix's son's hobo attire? Oh, I swear, really, I'm enjoying this part of the game. I have so much commentary, so much joy. Look at all the jars of paints and pigments. Why there are so many jars of the same color?
My guess is that they're sorted by age.
Age?
When you make a forgery, it's important to match the age of the original, see? Well, it's like how I organized my victims' heads in my office drawer, my desk drawer, by the age. The youngest go on the far left, the oldest go in the middle, and the middle ones go outside in a flower jar. The voices tell me so. Paint composition changed a lot over the years.
Oh, right. Did you learn that in journalism school?
Journalism relies on writing skill and imagination. End quote.
As long as you don't do news stories by imagination.
Either that or they just ball off the same color by mistake.
I find myself not caring anymore. That's an odd assortment of equipment to find at a painter studio. Of course, it makes more sense when you know they were making forgeries. I guess that's why they never took visitors here. Wouldn't really want people seeing all this.
Yes, in fact, I was the first human being to ever step foot inside the studio. Other than Mr. Misham, of course. Oh, and Bira, too. And the voices in my head. And this is assuming I'm human, of course. I'm probably a demon of hell. The mint demon. Mintios, the mint demon. I torture your nose with mints, and then I drag you down to hell.
I'm beginning of my doubts. A drafting table, probably for making detailed designs for forgeries.
You know what I think about that, I'll tell you. Painting should be done freehand, no rules, no restrictions, just like my killings. See, I sometimes kill with the rope, sometimes I kill with the club, sometimes I kill with poison, sometimes I kill them with my car, and sometimes I just go with a good old-fashioned strangling. I just wrap my hands around the neck and I squeeze, like that one bottle of ketchup that you're trying to open, but yet you cannot get it open. So you just squeeze it harder and harder and harder, and then eventually the glass breaks, and it goes to your hand, and you start screaming in pain, but then you feel good. Then you lick the blood, and you're like, that's good blood.
I'm scared now.
You really think a line drawn by a ruler is gonna move anyone? I smell a letter to the editor. Could you write an article with a ruler? End quote!
Frankly, I feel sad for Spark's editor. Imagine, he brings up any mistake. Typo. Spark Brussels doesn't make a typo.
You know, maybe your eyes need to be examined. Allow me to take it with this razor! Unless you wanted a ruler to write the addresses on your blackmail letter straight. That's what I think. You can quote me too.
You could drop this guy on a desert island and he wouldn't get bored. Freaking, this guy needs to go on a desert island that no one ever sets foot near. Put him in the middle of the Bermuda Triangle. That's what the Bermuda Triangle was built, to keep Spark Brussels hostage. Keep him away from the world. To keep the world good. Let's take a closer look at that desk. This envelope's from the client who requested that forgery. Just think, if that had gotten lost in the mail, I'd still be wearing my attorney's badge. If Zak had shown you the actual diary page, you would have still had your badge. His friend looks even smaller sitting next to that photo. Just the right size for a commemorative stamp indeed. A commemorative stamp put there by a daughter that killed her father. Sometimes life just sucks. I just have to do that when I see this pose. I can't believe it's been 7 years. I have to stop torturing myself with these things. I know! I'll just pretend it's saying something else. The post office? Why, it's over there! Good day, sir! Phoenix is going ill. Phoenix is going mental! It was tragic what happened to Drew Misham and his daughter. Forgery is a serious crime, and they paid the price. You know what they really did let him know, don't you? Yes. a forged diary page.
That night I interviewed him, I found something about Mr. Bisham I had known.
What's that?
You know, he always felt like he was being watched. Every day, for 7 years. Walls have ears, potatoes have eyes. End quote.
Being watched? You mean he felt guilty?
No, I'm not talking about feelings here. You know, I felt watched too. The whole time I've been on this case, no less. Journalist gets tingling sensation on back of neck, freaks out. End quote.
Because you felt guilty?
Why would I feel guilty? I feel no pain or remorse anyways. Why would I? I kill people for a living. I kill them for fun. I kill at least one person a week. Now they say apple a day, well I kill a person a week. I bite their head and eat like an apple.
You know, you're being watched, huh? I wonder what it means. Drew made Shannon felt like he was being watched? And you along with him? You sure it wasn't just nerves?
Nerves? No, it's nothing so mundane. I stopped paying attention to my nerves long ago. Why, I felt it too. Journalism sure he's being watched. End quote. Don't you wonder why Zak and Valant got rubbed out after 7 years? Right after coming into the contact with me, he completely vanishes from the courtroom. Then, for 7 years, he talks to no one, not a soul. Then, just as the remaining time was almost up, he contacts me in order to have this made.
And then he dies.
Starting to put the piece together, are we?
And you were being watched this whole time?
Maybe not just me. Maybe you were too.
Me?
I had Zak through a case, actually.
You mean the shooting of Magnifi Gramaryes?
No, but more of that. It's not widely known! Oh! Yes, I overheard it while going through Thalassa's trash!
You mean the accident during the quick draw shoot 'em practice?
My, you're well informed. You should have seen me back then. I dug up quite the scoop. I wanted it all. Money, fame, women, a little puppy. All for me. Though unfortunately I killed the little puppy. Ate its head like an apple. I was younger then, and my days and nights smelled of fresher mint than they do now.
Gramaryes did mention one particularly nosy reporter.
In fact, I was one close speaking of Magnifi Gramaryes at the time. I was apparently one of his head jerks. I knew his daughter too, of course. Thalassa, was it?
Really?
And Thalassa disappeared quite suddenly at that. And Magnifi wouldn't say a word about it. Yeah, my evil habit got the better of me. I killed.
Journalism catches scent of a scoop.
Journalism catches scent of a scoop. That was on feeding frenzy. End quote. Kills 4 puppies in the street. I kicked them, ran over their car, and then ate their heads. I stepped away on one interview with Thalassa's husband, see?
Zak and Valant.
Something strange was in the air over the troop Gramaryes in those days. The whole scrawny mentor-controlling disciple scene started by then, I'm guessing. Thalassa, she was part of it all, right? Come on, you can tell me off with the record.
Sorry, I don't know.
Anyways, I kept prying, and eventually became friends with Zak. Sure, he'd punch me once or twice or 5 times. But over time, he came to see me as his confidant. And then he punched me again. He's been waiting this whole time. 7 years, eh?
Waiting?
For his big comeback, of course. A big revival of the magical miracle. Of course, it was his dream.
Because of this. The performance rights.
In the absence of any official documents, he was golden. Who's to say the old man didn't give him the rights to... didn't give his rights to Zak and Valant? So Valant waited until Zak died, legally at least. The time only comes, and Valant's like a kid on a Christmas morning.
He's getting ready for his show at the Sunshine Coliseum, you know.
If that document sees the legal light of day, it's going to put a bit of a damper on the big show. He's a sorry one, that Valant Gramaryes, lost to his partner at work and in love too.
Love?
It's the same old story, really. 2 disciples and their mentor's only daughter. What has 3 sides and all of them pointy? I love triangle.
That's pretty classic.
When you're in performing troupe, that's your world. It's like family. One with an entire high school's worth of drama, intrigue, and backstabbing.
And in the middle of all this, Thalassa has Trucy. And then she dies. And to find more about this Thalassa.
So, Thalassa married Zak and had Trucy, see? It was her second marriage, actually.
You mean she was divorced? I hadn't heard this one before.
Not quite. Her late husband was a performer, too. He died in an accident on stage.
Yes, and then Spirit of Justice comes along. I am going to ruin this man's career.
Tragic, really. They had only married 1 year.
I didn't know.
Ah, but she was a beauty. I still carry a portrait photo of her around, you know! And her socks! I've known Trucy since she was a little thing, too. She's got the better deal, really. She's got you for family, after all.
Though it's kind of weird that... Yeah, though it's kind of weird that basically Brushel, he just then slams Trucy with basically that one bit when he first ran to her in Apollo at the detention center. What do you mean?
Just reminiscing, you know. Thalassa has another child besides Trucy. End quote.
What? But Trucy said she was the only child!
Yes. She had with her previous husband.
Her previous husband? Her first husband who died on stage?
Yep, they had themselves a kid. Another orphan now. That's another one who slipped through the cracks. No idea where they are now.
Thalassa had another child? Do you think I could borrow that photo?
Sure, I can be generous on occasion, you know. Just, I have 500 copies back at my house.
I won't need this lock anymore. Better return it to Trucy before I forget. I hold on to it for 7 years.
You wonder it's all get tangled together and get bigger and bigger, don't you think?
I was too busy wondering about that bigger to listen to what you were saying.
Sometimes you just gotta accept that you don't be able to untangle it all, I think.
Maybe so, but still, I have to do what I can. And I have to tell what I did. And I have to tell what I find to those who come next.
Next, you say?
I'm not the one who will close the curtain on this little play. Apparently, that's not my role anymore.
Magnifi. I was just wondering what Magnifi would think of all this.
What do you mean?
Haven't you seen it in Trucy? She's got his power.
You mean how I can't lie to Trucy?
It was the same thing with Magnifi, and with his daughter, Thalassa.
It's a strange thing. You think it's some sort of Gramaryes gene?
Magnifi told me once, back when Zak married Thalassa. He said Zak had a good eyes, but not good like Gramaryes' eyes. Not that good.
I wonder if Zak ever played a game of poker with his wife. Who knows what this Gramaryes secret was?
Maybe no one, now that Zak's gone.
Zak Gramaryes. Yeah, Phoenix is time traveling all over the place. The plot had finally begun to reveal itself. It spread from a warp in the Gramaryes fabric and grew, swallowing everything, wrapping itself around the Gramaryes' power. A power which passed from Magnifi Gramaryes to Thalassa to the next generation. And I would once again need to meet the one who bridged it all together. First checkpoint in the present. So anyways, I think now you're going to end things off. I really appreciate the sticking around to watch the episode. You're a great viewer. We go back for the next one. Like, subscribe, comment, share, do whatever you want. Without, see you next time. Bye.